Okay, so let's talk about it. The A1 to C2 language levels. You've seen them, right? They're everywhere. And for a lot of us, they're like the holy grail of language learning. But what if I told you that whole ladder we're all scrambling to climb? It's kind of a lie. What if it's all built on a massive misunderstanding? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tear down today. And it all starts with this feeling, this constant chase for the C2 level. That's the dream, right? That mythical, almost native peak of fluency. We're all sprinting towards it, but let's be real for a second. Do any of us actually know what that finish line even looks like? It's just this fuzzy idea of perfection.
So does this whole thing feel a little personal? That constant climb, the pressure to get that piece of paper, to prove your level so you can finally feel like you're good enough? Yeah, it's a story a ton of us are living. But maybe, just maybe, it's the wrong story.
All right, so let's pull back the curtain. Let's talk about the myth of C2 perfection. First up, we're going to dig into why chasing this thing is like chasing a ghost. Seriously, it's an idea that was never, ever meant to be what we've all made it out to be. And to really get why it's a myth, we have to go back to the beginning. Where did these levels even come from? What do they really mean? It all comes down to the surprising origin story of the CEFR. That's a mouthful. It stands for the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. And trust me on this one, its original purpose is going to blow your mind. Okay, this is the big reveal, the massive disconnect. What we think it is, right, a super rigid academic ladder, like a final exam you have to pass. But the reality? Oh, the reality is that it was created as a guideline for human rights. I'm not kidding, human rights. See, the whole system was designed to help governments and schools make sure that migrants and refugees had the language skills they needed to actually be a part of their new society. To get a job, to go to the doctor, to have a voice. It was all about inclusion, about participation, not about getting an A+ on some academic test. And here's the real kicker. Get this, the kind of perfect, precise, formal language they describe at that C2 level, almost nobody talks like that, not even most native speakers. So we're all chasing this standard that's, well, it's totally unnatural. So you might be thinking, okay, but what's the harm in aiming high? Well, the harm is real. This constant chase for a standard that's basically impossible, it just destroys our confidence. It gets us stuck in this nasty little cycle where we feel like we're never good enough. I like to call it the you but therefore trap. Here's how that trap works. It's simple. You want that certificate to prove you're good, to validate all your hard work. But the system was never designed for that. Therefore, the result is you're always feeling like you're not enough. It's like trying to measure a table with a broken ruler. The problem isn't the table, it's the tool you're using. And that's the core of the problem, right there. When you're always chasing that next letter, B1, B2, C1, your brain is only focused on what you can't do yet. It totally ignores all the incredible things you can already do with the language. Okay, enough with the problem. If chasing levels is so bad, what's the solution? We need a new way to think about this, a healthier, smarter approach. And it all comes down to a simple but powerful mindset shift, focusing on proficiency over deficiency. So what is proficiency over deficiency? It just means you stop asking, what's my level? And you start asking, what do I need to get done with this language? It's about building real skills for real life stuff, not just trying to check off some box on an academic checklist. Let me show you what I mean. Your goal is no longer reach B2. No, your goal is nail my next job interview. And what skill do you need for that? The ability to clearly talk about your past work experience. See the difference? Or maybe you have to give a project update at work. The skill you need is explaining data in a simple, concise way. It's practical, it's targeted, and you can use it tomorrow. So, how about it? Are you ready to get off that treadmill and actually reclaim your learning journey? Good, because here's a super simple 3-step action plan to put this proficiency over deficiency idea into practice, like right now. And trust me, this is so much more empowering. Step 1, forget the levels. Identify the actual real-life things you want to do. Step 2, for each of those tasks, figure out the specific skills you need. And step 3, this is the big one. You change how you measure success. It's not about a letter anymore. It's about what you can actually do. Look, at the end of the day, this is about a total shift in perspective. It's time to stop chasing a letter, running on that endless treadmill. It's time to start building a life, a real, functional, fun life, with the language skills you have.
So I want to leave you with a question. And don't think about 5 years from now or your ultimate goal. Think about right now, today, this week. What is the one single task you need to get good at with your language skills? Just one. Start there.
And hey, if this whole idea clicked for you, the conversation is far from over. In our next explainer, we're going to dig into why that English level on your certificate is probably wrong anyway. You're not going to want to miss it. Talk to you then.